Okay, so my name is William, and I like to make different things. Well, today we're gonna make the 1989 Batman boot. And so the first thing that you have to start off with is getting the Nike Air Trainer 3s. And they look just like this, okay? They have the little Velcro thing on the front, all right? If you can get ones in black, even better. But there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to paint your shoes, or dye them black. So you can look up a tutorial on how to do that if your shoe is not already black. So the supplies you'll need are these to start off with. You'll need some marine vinyl, which is black. Give me a second. I picked it up at Joann's Fabric. Basically, it's like a black pleather material, okay? And it's very cheap, not expensive at all. All right, so you're gonna need these, the marine vinyl, some tape, and saran wrap. The first thing you wanna do is get your shoe and take the laces off. So that's what I did here. All right, I took the laces off, and then I started taping the detail around the top section. Obviously, I'm looking at photos for reference. I taped the top section only because that's where the boot is going to start. And so I have a completed top section taped off here. Okay? All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is put it on. Zoom down, Christian. And then I'm going to put saran wrap around this area, around my whole leg, probably about till right here. Okay, saran wrap the whole thing, and then put duct tape over it. And I'll come back once I finish that. Okay, cut. Okay, so we have the completed, can you zoom in on that? The completed tape boot so far. And this is just going to be for a pattern, all right? And as you can see, I also drew lines all the way up from where the laces are gonna go. So basically the way it's gonna look is this part is gonna be cut out once I sew everything together. This part is going to be cut out, and this is going to have holes for laces, and I'll be able to lace it up from the shoe all the way to the top, okay? And then the armor will go over that. And that's how it's going to work. So once you get to this point here, all right, you're just gonna cut it off. Okay, you're gonna cut it off here, and then you're gonna cut it all the way along the back, all right? And you only need to do one pattern for one leg. You don't have to do both, unless your legs are like completely different sizes, because you're just going to use the same pattern here and flip it to the opposite side for the other leg, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting, all right? Cut this off, just like this. All the way down to the bottom, to the shoe, right? And then I'll cut this side. Just like that, okay? And so now, okay, so well, before I actually take them off, I'm going to just label this, you know. So from my point of view, this is the right side and this is the left side. So I'll just draw it upside down so that I can see right side, right leg. Left side, left, or right leg, sorry. So that when I flip it over, I'll know that that's for the left leg. So once we get to this point, you can take it off and then look at it, and you have your pattern here, and that's how it's gonna look, all right? Then you can just line it up here and just eyeball this cut. So I'll just cut it right down the middle. That'll be my best bet. Okay. And then it'll be a little tricky getting this part off, but basically you'll kind of spread it apart, all right, and then cut down like this. Try not to cut the shoe, but if you do, I mean, I guess it's okay because this part's going to be covered up anyways. All right, so then you slowly peel this off, all right, all the way till you get to the end, and you have a pattern. All right, easy as that, okay? And if your calves are big, like mine are kind of big, then you can cut a little bit here so you can flatten it out when you make your pattern. And that's how you do it, all right? So it's going to be like that, and I'm going to draw it out on the vinyl that I have, the black leather-looking marine vinyl, all right? So both sides of my pattern. So yeah, I gotta make the cuts on this side too. So just kind of cut it up like that. All right, just like that, flatten it out. And our next step is to draw it on the marine vinyl. Okay, go ahead and cut. It would be hard to see. And then Y. All right, these go together. Okay. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is the top portion of the pattern, okay? I'm going to fold that in, all right? And then I'm going to sew across. The second thing I'm gonna do is fold this in, which is the shin part, right? That's gonna have laces on it. I'm gonna fold that in, all right? Okay, then I'm gonna sew across. And when you do this, you might want to, you know, cut a few little notches here, all right? Now, if you don't like to sew, I mean, it would look better if you sewed it. But if you don't like to sew, you know, you can use some glue. You can use, give me a second, where the hell did I put my glue?
Don't follow me with the camera. Hold on, give me a second, hold on, it's right here. You can actually use
Loctite glue, all right? Is it focused? Okay. You can use this, all right? And you can put it in there, you can just, it holds very quickly, all right? But it's better to sew it. So the first thing I'm going to do is the top portion, fold that down, sew it across. Second part, fold this, sew it down, all right? And then inside out, right, this way, I'm gonna put it like this, kind of pinch it together, and sew that part. And that'll give me some curve for my calves. Look, zoom down on my calves. Can you see? They're kind of weirdly big. And that'll give me that curve, back up. That'll give me that curve for my calves, right? And, you know, it'll kind of look something like this, right? But a lot better than this, okay? And once I do that, then I will sew the back end together like this, all right? I'll sew it together like that, all right? This way, right, which you would have to glue it, but that might be kind of difficult with this type of fabric, all right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pin it all together and then sew it and then I'll glue it to the shoe. Okay. All right, now that I have everything pinned, you can kind of see the pattern a little bit better, right? Have it pinned here because this is the front. This is what's going to have the laces. This is not going to be together here, okay? The only part that's going to be attached on this entire thing is this end is going to be attached to this end. And the way you do that is you flip it this way, okay? You sew it, right? I'm going to do that first, obviously. You sew it like that, and then when you flip it over, I mean, it'll just be the black part, and it'll look really nice, okay? So, for now, my X's and my Y's are all hemmed up. I'm going to sew this way, and then that way, okay? And once that's done, then we'll continue the video. Okay, so what I did was I sewed them together, all right? Okay, basically sewed it down this way, all right? Now they're together. And then I did it this way too because my calves, okay? So now when I flip it the other way around, it gives it a rounded effect in the back, okay? The next thing that's going to happen is I need to glue these portions onto my shoe, okay? And remember how I talked about how there was tutorials on how to paint the shoe if it's not already black? You can also use this. It's like a dye, right? Just make sure you cover the whole thing, you know, kind of either sand it, or you can use, what's that stuff called?
Acetone.
Acetone. You can use acetone, which is like the stuff that women use for nails, for their nails, right? To take the polish off. Just rub it down with acetone, right? Kind of like nail polish remover, or you can also rub it down with paint remover or paint thinner, okay? And then you just cover it in this, and it'll work just fine, okay? I did that, covered it. I'm still gonna do the bottom. I haven't finished the bottom, but basically it stains it. That's what it does, okay? Now that I have this done, right, all sewn up, so you can see, okay? And then I have it painted a little bit, all right? Now I'm going to start to glue. So the area that I taped off, or that I cut out for the bottom, I'm going to now glue that onto the shoe, all right? So it's going to go like this, all right? So it's going to be around the back portion here, and then it's going to follow all the grooves that I previously lined out, all right? It's going to fit just like that, and then this is going to fit around my leg. You can see it's starting to look like a bat boot, okay? What I'm going to do is carefully put contact cement. That's the best thing to use, right? You put contact cement here in the areas that you're going to glue it to, and then you put contact cement here on your fabric, right? And I drew a little line here for where the shoe kind of starts, right? Because I don't want contact cement to get on my leg. So contact cement here, put at least 3 coats and wait till it dries completely. You cannot adhere contact cement together if it's still wet. It just doesn't work, all right? Once both of them dry, you can put the shoe on, and you can either do it this way, or you could have somebody else put the shoe on, and while they have it on, you just look at it and slowly glue it all together, and it should match up all the lines. Now, if you overextend it and pull it, it probably won't fit too well. All right, so once that's done, we'll come back.